Hello, my lovely students. How are you all? Welcome back, my dear students, to your science class. So, my dear students, as we have completed our A part and B part of our chapter number 5, that is heat and its effect, in our previous video. So, students, in this video, we will do our C part and D part of our back exercise question, and we will complete this chapter. I hope everyone is liking the video and everyone is writing your back exercise questions in your notebooks. So students, today also I want every one of you open your notebook along with the book and watch the video and write the answers along with me. So let's start.
I hope student, each one of you have opened page number 55 of your book. So yes student, today we will do our short answer question and long answer question, right? So watch the video and write the answers in your science notebook. So let's start. Question number 1. What does question 1 says? Question 1 is list 4 effects that heat produces. List 4 effects that heat produces. What are those 4 effects? So first is change in temperature. When water is heated, its temperature increases and it starts boiling. Second, change in state. On boiling water, steam is evolved, that is, its liquid state changes to the gaseous state. Right? Third is expansion. While heating water, some of its overflows due to expansion, that is, increase in volume. Fourth is chemical change. When vegetables are boiled in water while cooking, they become soft and their taste changes. Thus, a chemical change occurs in the vegetable. So, these are the 4 changes and 4 effects that heat produces. Right? So, now moving further, question number 2. What does question 2 says? Question 2 is, what does a biometallic strip consist of? Now you have to tell that what does the biometallic strip consist of? So a biometallic strip consists of 2 metal strips, that is, one is iron and other one is brass, bolted together firmly. The 2 metals expand at different rate on heating. Brass expands more than iron on heating, thereby bending the biometallic strip towards the iron strip, and after returning to the room temperature, the strip strengthens as before. So this is the process. Moving further student, question number 4. What does question 4 says? Question 4 is that a steel bridge expands in summer, right? What precautions are taken to make sure this expansion does not damage the bridge? So the answer is that a steel bridge expands in the summers. One of its ends is fixed and the other end is made to rest on roller with enough space for expansion. This allows the bridge to expand easily without taking any damage. Right? Moving further student, question 4. Question 4 says that how are temperature and hotness of a body related? So the answer is hotness of body, higher is its temperature. Hotter the body, higher will be its temperature, right? Hence, hotness of a body is directly proportional to its temperature. As hotter the body, higher will be its temperature. So that means that hotness of body is directly proportional to its temperature. Moving further, question number 5. What do you mean by upper fixed point? Now you have to explain the meaning of upper fixed point. So upper fixed point is the temperature at which pure water boils at the sea level. We have read this in our video, right? In the Celsius scale, the upper fixed point is 100 degrees Celsius, and in the Fahrenheit scale it is 212 degree Fahrenheit. Moving further, question number 6. Question 6 says that why does a clinical thermometer have a kink in its stem? So the answer is, as soon as the thermometer is taken out of our mouth, that is from a hotter region to the colder region, the mercury in it starts contracting and tends to flow back into the bulb. The ink in the stem prevents the mercury from falling back immediately, thereby giving us an accurate reading of our body temperature. So this is the reason students. Now we move further to our long answer questions. I want every one of you please watch the video. If you are writing along with me, then pause the video and listen first and then write in your notebook, right? And clearly and neatly in your notebook, students. I don't want messy work, right? Moving further, question number 1 of long questions. So one first question says that explain why a substance expands on heating. So why a substance expands on heating? The answer is that when a substance is heated, its molecular movement increases. Due to this, the average distance between the molecules also increases, thereby increasing the volume of the substance, that is expanding the substance, right? So however, students, the movement of molecules depend upon the state of matter. It depends upon the state of matter, and solids have tightly packed molecules, hence least movement of molecules take place, leading to minimal expansion. In liquids, the molecules are less tightly packed as compared to solids, hence they expand more than solids. So molecules of gases have no bonding at all, therefore gases expands the most among the three. So this is the reason that gases expand the most among the three. Which three? Solid, liquid, gases, right? Moving further, question number 2. What does question 2 says? Give one example where expansion on heating is put to good use. Explain the working with the help of a label diagram. So, see here, we will talk about this. What we will talk about, student? We will talk about automatic farm alarm is an example of expansion on heating. So we will talk about the automatic fire alarm, so which is to put a good use, right? So the fire alarm works on the principle that different solid expand differently when heated. An automatic fire alarm consists of biometallic strip which have two different metal strip, iron and brass, bolted together firmly. Brass expands more then iron on heating. Therefore, when fire will reach this biometallic strip, the brass will expand more, thereby bending it towards the iron strip. Due to this bending, student, the current for the electric bell is completed and it's start ringing as the fire alarm. So hence the strip cools down, it will return to its original shape, that is strengthen up to break the circuit and stop the alarm. So you have to draw this diagram, student. You have to show the brass, iron, electric bell, battery, right? On here, electric bell, ring and battery. You have to draw this diagram, and if possible you can color also, right, student? So moving further, question number 3. What does question 3 says? Question 3 is explain why gases expand more than liquids and solid. So you have to explain why gases expand more than liquid and solid. So the answer is gases comprises loosely packed molecules as compared to that of liquid and solid. So therefore, when the gases are heated, there is a huge vibration in the molecules, thereby increasing the average distance between them. In case of solids and liquid, there is strong bonding between the molecules. Therefore, on heating, these molecules vibrate, but less comparatively to gases, where the bonding between molecules is almost nil, student, right? Hence, in solids and liquids, expansion will take place but less than gases, right? Moving further, question number 4. What does question 4 says? Explain with the help of a label diagram an experiment to show that liquids expand when heated. So this is the diagram. See, you have to draw this, student. So this is the answer of this question, that you have to show an experiment that is already written in your book. You can copy from there also, you can copy from this also, here also, student, and you have to draw this diagram, right? Moving further, question number 5. What does question 5 says? Question 5 is expansion on heating can be a nuisance. Explain giving two reasons. So we can give the reason of a railway track and a steel bridge, right? So you have to draw the diagram of a railway track. You can draw any railway track. You can take the help from the Google, student. And the steel bridge, this you have to draw a diagram of a steel bridge. No need of drawing any car or a bicycle, something. You just draw the bridge only, right? If possible, color also. So these are the two example. One is railway track, and write from here, right? Pause the video and write the answer. And second is steel bridge, this one, right? Moving further, question number 6. So question 6 is So the answer is, student, equation we have to convert degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, right? So we will use our formula. But what is that formula? That is not 95. Here is written incorrect. Sorry for that. That is 9 divided by 5. Right, the formula is degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 upon 5 degrees Celsius plus 32. Right? So when degree Celsius is equal to 25, it is written 25. So when we use this formula, when we use this formula, the answer will be 77. So this is the answer, my dear students, right? So, and for equation to convert degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius, that is 5 upon 9, and the answer will be degree Celsius is equal to 30, right? So answer will be 30. Here also it is written incorrect. I'll correct it. Right, so the answer is 30. I hope everybody understood. Okay, very good. Moving further, question number 7. What does question 7 says? Now this is also a numerical type question. Calculate the temperature at which the reading of the Fahrenheit scale is double the reading on the Celsius scale. So how will you solve, student? So this is the solution. See, have you seen? Write as it is in your notebook. So this was our question number 7. Now question number 8. Question A says that what precautions will you take while measuring temperature with a laboratory thermometer? What extra precaution will you take while measuring body temperature with a clinical thermometer? So the answer is, precaution that should be taken while using a laboratory thermometer for measuring temperature are as follow. It should be properly washed before and after use. Yes, we wash the thermometer, students. Yes. It should be kept upright while reading the temperature. Its bulb should be properly dipped into the liquid or perfectly touched to the surface of the material whose temperature is being measured. Its bulb should not touch the surface of the container in which the material or liquid has been placed. It should be handled with care as it is made up of glass tube. So the precaution that should be taken while using a clinical thermometer are: sterilize the thermometer using an antiseptic solution before and after its use. Ensure that the mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius before measuring the temperature. Take the reading keeping the level of mercury along the line of sight. Avoid holding it by its bulb while reading the temperature. So that's the precaution that should be taken while using a clinical thermometer for measuring our body temperature, right, student? So that's all. So with this we have completed our back exercise question, students. If there is any kind of a doubt, you can ask me anytime. Pause the video and write the answers in your science notebook neatly and cleanly, right? Thank you so much, students.
I hope, student, each one of you have written the answer in your notebook. So student, click the picture and send it to me. So till then, take care, stay safe and stay home and stay healthy. Thank you, my dear students.